In the year 2000, Las Vegas casinos intentionally threw away millions of dollars a week. I mean, they essentially just locked their doors to their own customers' money.
Right, which sounds completely backwards.
Totally backwards. And the craziest part about all of this, the money they actively rejected is, well, it's probably sitting in your pocket right now.
Yeah, it really sounds absurd when you frame it like that, but from a purely logistical standpoint at the time, they felt like they had no other choice.
They were basically amputating a limb to save the patient,
Exactly.
which is exactly what we were getting into today. Because for you listening, and we always consider you the crucial third member of this conversation, we are diving into a stack of documents that plays out like, I don't know, a corporate thriller mixed with a hardware engineering masterclass.
It really does. It's fascinating.
Right. We are looking at this massive industry-wide technological shift, a shift that accidentally created a multi-million-dollar blind spot in the casino industry.
A huge blind spot.
And more importantly, we're going to look at how one entrepreneur, Sean Rouse, recognized that exact blind spot and invented a physical machine to scoop up all that discarded cash.
And the documentation we have to map all this out is just incredibly diverse.
Oh, it's a gold mine.
It really is. We are starting with this perfect time capsule from March 2000. It's a Las Vegas Sun article that captures the precise moment the coinless slot machine was born.
Right, the exact moment.
But to really understand how big this gets, we're also looking at internal patent documents and these highly granular exit poll data sheets covering something like 58,000 casino patrons across multiple states.
Which is a massive sample size.
Huge. And we even have the actual business pitch decks for a company called Change Your Luck Enterprises.
CYLE for short. And we even have a copy of a personal promissory note signed by the founder.
Yeah, that part is wild.
It gives us this incredible raw look into the sheer financial panic of getting a hardware startup off the ground, right? All while negotiating with these global manufacturing titans.
It's a really fascinating juxtaposition. You have these macro-level industry shifts colliding directly with micro-level entrepreneurial hustle.
Totally. So to understand the sheer brilliance of the invention we're showcasing today, the Jericho machine, we have to go back to the exact moment the problem was created, right?
We do. We have to look at the death of the casino coin.
So take us to March 2000. Paint the picture for us. What is happening on the casino floor?
Okay, so we are looking at the Fiesta Hotel Casino in North Las Vegas, and according to this piece by David Stroh in The Sun, they are testing out 50 entirely coinless video poker machines.
50 machines.
Right. They are using International Game Technologies, or IGT's, Easy Play system.
Okay, Easy Play.
Yeah, and this is the very beginning of what we now know as TITO. Ticket in, ticket out.
Oh, right, TI2. So you put in a bill, you play, and when you cash out, it just prints a barcode on a slip of paper instead of spitting out metal coins.
Exactly. No more metal.
And George Maloof, who was the president of the Fiesta at the time, is quoted in the source saying, like, if this works, you're within 45 days of people accepting them across Las Vegas.
Which is a bold claim.
Right, which tells me the industry was just absolutely desperate for this tech. But, and hear me out, if I'm a casino purist, the sound of coins hitting that metal tray is the literal sound of winning.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the whole psychological reward. So why were they in such a massive rush to kill off the best part of the experience?
Well, because that psychological reward for the player was just a total logistical nightmare for the casino.
Really? How bad could it be?
It was staggering. The costs of handling metal currency are just mind-blowing. Las Vegas investment advisors at the time estimated that a typical slot machine ran up operating costs of $250 to $500 per month.
Wait, hold on. Up to $500 a month?
Per machine, yeah.
Just to manage the physical coins for a single machine.
Think about the physical journey of a single coin in a casino. It's not just dropping it in a slot. You have an entire army of staff whose sole job is to deal with metal.
Right, like the cashiers.
Yeah, but you also have to buy the coins, wrap them in paper sleeves, load them onto these incredibly heavy carts, and physically push them across a crowded casino floor.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You have slot attendants constantly opening up the machines to refill the internal hoppers, just so the machines have enough money to actually pay out the winners.
And counting rooms.
Exactly. You have back rooms with these massive, heavy-duty sorting machines that are just constantly breaking down because of the friction and the dirt.
And coins are super heavy. Like $1,000 in quarters weighs roughly 50 pounds.
Exactly. It's literal tons of metal. Now multiply that by the 134,000 slot machines operating in Clark County alone at that time.
Let me do that math really quick. Even on the low end, say $250 a machine, across 134,000 machines, that's over $33 million a month,
Yep.
or around $400 million a year.
Just to move metal around.
$400 million a year just to move metal around a carpeted room. That is insane.
It's wild. And right around the year 2000, there was a specific catalyst that took this from, an expensive annoyance to an absolute logistical breaking point.
What was it?
The explosion of the multi-line nickel slot machine.
Yeah, that seems completely counterintuitive to me.
How so?
Well, why would a 5-cent machine break the system faster than a dollar machine? A dollar machine moves 20 times the value in metal, right?
That's true, but it's not about the value. It's about the volume of the physical payout.
Oh, I see.
See, before video slots, you played one line, maybe 3 lines. You put in a nickel, you might win 10 nickels.
Okay, pretty manageable.
Right. But the new video formats were multi-line, multi-coin. You could play 45 lines at 5 nickels a line.
Ah, right. So a player is wagering like a dollar or two on a single spin, just like a quarter or dollar player would, but they're doing it in these tiny 5-cent increments.
Precisely. So if that player hits a relatively small, mediocre payout, say they win 20 or 40 bucks, the machine has to physically spit out 400 or 800 nickels into the tray.
Oh, wow. And the internal hopper of the machine just gets completely drained on a single $20 win.
Yes, exactly. The analyst Andrew Hatherley is quoted in the source, and he describes the scene perfectly.
What do you say?
He said slot attendants were running around the floor like chickens with their heads cut off, just trying to keep these hoppers full.
That's hilarious.
But it was a huge problem because if a machine's hopper is empty, the machine goes out of service.
Right.
And if it's out of service, it's not making the casino any money.
And it totally pisses off the player. I mean, if you hit a jackpot, you might have to sit there for 45 minutes waiting for a tech to come by with a massive canvas bag of nickels.
Just to fill the machine so it can finish paying you?
Yeah, that completely kills the momentum. You want to keep playing, but you're just sitting there.
Exactly. So the Taito system, printing a barcode ticket, it solved that instantly. But getting there wasn't entirely smooth.
There was pushback.
Yeah. The source notes that the MGM Grand actually tried a coinless system back in 1995, and it was a massive failure.
Wait, 1995, so they were 5 years too early. What went wrong the first time?
Player resistance, mainly. People miss the tactile feel.
They wanted the clinking sound.
Right. They miss the noise, the physical weight of winning. They just didn't trust a flimsy piece of paper.
Makes sense.
But by 2000, the inconvenience of waiting an hour for a hopper fill started to outweigh the nostalgia for the clinking sounds.
Oh, definitely.
Once players realized they could just hit a button, grab a ticket, and move to the next machine in 3 seconds, they loved it.
Yeah, time is money.
Marcus Prater from Alliance Gaming noted that players didn't just accept the ticket system, they actively stampeded toward it.
But wait, think about the security side of this for a second. If you're replacing physical metal with a piece of paper that just says, this is worth $100, the security infrastructure behind that has to be absolutely bulletproof.
Oh, beyond bulletproof.
Because otherwise, someone just takes that barcode, photocopies it 1,000 times at Kinko's, and bankrupts the casino in an afternoon.
Which is exactly why the transition sparked this massive, cutthroat legal battle over the underlying technology.
The patent wars.
Exactly.
Right.
You can't just have a printer spitting out unverified IOUs. That printer has to communicate with a central, highly secure server.
Right.
The server has to generate a unique cryptographic hash, tell the printer to print it, and then instantly verify it when that ticket is inserted into another machine later on.
So whoever controls that central server software basically controls the entire casino floor.
And that started the wars. WMS Gaming actually filed a federal lawsuit against IGT, accusing them of a naked attempt to monopolize cashless gaming.
Wow, those are strong words.
Well, IGT had the patents for the Easy Play system, and according to the lawsuit, they were demanding a toll of $1,200 per machine just to allow rival manufacturers to access their slot accounting software.
A $1,200 toll bridge.
Yep.
So if WMS wanted to sell a brand new video slot machine to the Fiesta, that machine had to be able to read and print IGT's barcode tickets.
Exactly.
And if IGT blocked them from the central server, WMS was just locked out of the market entirely. They were
Yeah.
literally fighting for control of the digital highway that all this money was going to travel on.
It was a brutal fight over the infrastructure of the future. I mean, the software protocols required to make all these different machines from different manufacturers talk to one central server securely. It's incredibly complex.
Okay, so the casinos build this incredible, secure digital highway. They save hundreds of millions of dollars on wrapping coins. They stop the slot attendants from running around like headless chickens.
Everybody wins, right?
Well, reading through this, I keep thinking about a massive oversight. They solved the hopper problem, but they completely forgot about the physical kinds that players walk in the front door with.
They absolutely did.
It's like designing a state-of-the-art, high-speed digital highway, but completely forgetting to build an on-ramp for the cars that are already driving on the road.
That is the exact blind spot. And it perfectly frames the problem that Change Your Luck Enterprises and its founder, Sean Rouse, identified almost 2 decades later.
Right, because the coin slots vanished from the machines. But human beings didn't stop having pockets.
No, we still use cash.
People still walked in with change, so where did it all go?
Well, C.Y. Lee termed this the red cent blind spot.
The red cent blind spot.
Yeah, once a casino goes entirely ticket in, ticket out, a player is forced to insert paper bills to play. But think about how people actually arrive at a casino.
Yeah.
Stopped at a gas station, they bought a coffee, they paid a toll on the highway. They arrive with pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters from their daily lives.
And there is literally nowhere on the gaming floor to put it.
None. You can't put it in a slot machine. You could take it to the cashier's cage, sure.
But the lines.
Exactly. Cashiers are specifically trained not to hold up a line of people cashing out $1,000 tickets, just to count out 83 cents in mixed change and print a playable voucher.
Right. The labor cost makes it totally unviable.
It's pure friction.
The casino has inadvertently created a barrier to entry for their own customers' money. It's a loose opportunity.
A loose opportunity. I like that.
The player might want to do one last spin. They have the capital in their pocket, but the casino has made it just too annoying to spend.
And what's brilliant about Sean Rouse and CYLE is that they didn't just walk into a casino, look around, and guess that this was a problem.
We brought receipts.
They quantified it with a level of precision that is, frankly, breathtaking for a startup.
Let's dig into this 12 customers document, because this isn't just, a survey of 50 people in a parking lot.
Not at all.
This represents 3 years of intense research and exit polls. They polled 58,000 patrons across 12 different casinos in California and Arizona.
And they specifically did this during off-peak seasons to get a reliable non-tourist baseline.
Which is so smart. A sample size of 58,000 is massive. You can build highly predictive models on that.
You really can. And their baseline finding across the board is that the average casino visitor leaves the property with roughly 28 cents in their pocket.
Now, I'm putting myself in the shoes of a casino executive. You tell me people are leaving with 28 cents, I'm going to laugh you out of the room.
Right, it sounds like nothing.
I wouldn't even bend over to pick up a quarter on the sidewalk. Why should I care?
Because you have to look at the macro scale of casino foot traffic. A large casino might see tens of thousands of visitors a week.
Okay, volume.
But more importantly, you can't just look at the 28-cent blended average. When you break down the demographics of that data, the narrative completely changes.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This is exactly what jumped off the page for me. The gender disparity in how people carry change is absolutely wild.
It's fascinating.
I want to read some of these specific findings because the delta is staggering.
Go ahead, let's look at the numbers.
Let's take the Agua Caliente Casino Resort in Rancho Mirage, California. Huge place. 71,000 square feet, about 1,400 machines.
Great property.
According to the exit polls, the average male patron leaves with 91 cents in their pocket. But the average female patron, $3.
A 3-to-1 difference.
And it gets even more extreme. Look at Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula. This is a behemoth property, 188,000 square feet, 4,000 gaming machines.
Massive.
Males average 87 cents. Females average $6.
$6.
And then you have the Cajon Paradise Casino down in Yuma, Arizona. Smaller spot, maybe 500 machines. Males leave with 78 cents. Females leave with an average of $8 in loose change.
$8 in unplayable metal currency per female patron.
They're crazy.
What's fascinating here is if we synthesize this data, we have to move past the raw numbers and ask why.
Right.
Why is a female patron at Quechin Paradise walking out with $8 in coin while a male patron walks out with under $1?
Well, my immediate thought is just the physical mechanics of how we carry things.
Exactly. It's the behavioral economics of physical storage.
Right.
Men typically carry a small pocket wallet or they just shove change into their front jeans pocket.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And there is a hard physical limit on the volume and weight of metal a standard pants pocket can hold before it becomes actively uncomfortable or, before it ruins the line of the clothing.
Oh, for sure. A guy gets 4 quarters in his pocket. It starts jingling every time he takes a step. It's pulling his pants down.
Yeah.
And he is instantly looking for a vending machine or a tip jar just to offload the weight.
But women are far more likely to carry a purse, a handbag, or a tote.
A whole different ecosystem.
Exactly. A purse doesn't sit directly against the skin in the same way. It can accumulate a massive amount of weight in loose change, sometimes over weeks or months, before it becomes an urgent, conscious issue to empty it out.
A woman drops those quarters into the bottom of a handbag, and they just join the ecosystem down there with the lip balm and the keys, out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
And when she goes to the casino, that handbag comes with her. The casino is essentially surrounded by thousands of mobile piggy banks every single night, and they have literally locked themselves out of accessing them.
Precisely. And when you translate that behavioral quirk into the financial projections CYLE put together, it transforms from just pocket change into a multi-million-dollar fortune.
Okay, let's run the math on that Pachanga example they provided in the deck.
Let's do it. So Pachanga has an estimated 20,000 average weekly patrons.
Right.
According to the total potential Jericho weekly intake calculations, let's say the casino captured 100% of the male patrons' change. At an 87-cent average, that's roughly what, a few $1,000 a week?
Yeah, I mean, an extra few thousand a week is a nice little bonus.
Right.
Pays for some landscaping, but it's not moving the needle for a place with 4,000 slot machines.
But look at the female demographic. If you capture 100% of the female patrons dropping that $6 average, that is $120,000 a week.
Wait, $120,000 a week
Yes.
from pocket change.
From pocket change. Or look at the Kushchan Paradise example. With their weekly patrons capturing the $8 female average yields tens of thousands a week.
Okay, let me push back on this for a second, because $120,000 a week is over $6 million a year in pure loose change for one property.
It's a huge number.
Are we sure this 100% capture rate assumption isn't just wildly optimistic startup math? I mean, nobody gets 100% market penetration.
Oh, it is absolutely an optimistic projection. It's designed for a pitch deck.
Right.
A 100% capture rate implies every single person empties every single coin they have on them before they leave. In reality, it would likely be a fraction of that.
Right.
But the genius of the pitch is that even at a 20 or 30% capture rate, you are still looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars of newly injected, highly liquid capital entering the gaming floor that was previously walking out the automatic sliding doors.
It's an economic vacuum just waiting to be filled.
Exactly.
But identifying a vacuum, even backing it up with 58,000 exit polls, is only half the battle. You can't just tell a casino they're losing money. You have to hand them a turnkey solution.
You need the hardware.
Someone actually had to build a machine to fix it.
And that brings us to the inventor we need to showcase today, Sean Rouse.
Sean Rouse.
He's a self-described serial entrepreneur who founded Change Your Luck Enterprises, LLC, in April 2019 out of Yuma, Arizona.
Okay.
He didn't just spot the problem, he engineered the hardware and software solution to capture it.
I want to talk about the branding first, because usually utility machines have terrible hyper-literal names.
Like the coin-to-ticket converter 3000.
Exactly. But he called his machine the Jericho. Where does that come from?
Yeah. It's a highly intentional, almost poetic choice. In his May 2021 patent description, Rouse explains the branding logic.
What's the logic?
He wanted a name that represented the concept of changing your luck or bringing something dead back to life.
Oh, interesting.
He considered words like resurrection, but he correctly judged that a religious term like that might be unappealing or controversial for a mass-market casino product.
Yeah, casinos try to avoid that.
So he started researching nature, and he found the Rose of Jericho.
Oh, man, I love this. It's literal botanical poetry.
It really is. The Rose of Jericho is a fascinating desert plant. It can survive for years, sometimes decades, without a single drop of water.
Wow.
It curls up into a tight ball, turns brown, and looks completely definitively dead. It just blows around the desert like a tumbleweed.
Just waiting.
But if it encounters just a tiny drop of water, the entire plant rapidly uncurls, turns green, and regenerates.
That is the perfect metaphor for loose change.
Yeah.
Your 28 cents, or the random handful of pennies and nickels at the bottom of your purse, is that dried up, dead leaf.
That's Exactly.
On its own, it has almost zero purchasing power. You can't buy a coffee with it. You certainly can't put it in a slot machine. It's dead capital.
Dead weight.
But you drop it into the Jericho kiosk, and it resurrects. It gets consolidated into a barcode ticket that can be plugged into a machine, and suddenly it's a potential jackpot.
And Rouse understood that he needed to prove this wasn't just a metaphor. He provided a literal proof of concept in his documentation.
Oh, the slot machine screen photo?
Yes. Included in the patent info is a photograph that serves as the ultimate psychological aha moment for the product.
Describe the photo for us.
It's an image of a slot machine showing that a cash-out voucher worth exactly 9 cents, $0.09 was inserted.
9 cents.
And off that 9-cent spin, it produced a winning payout of 4,500 credits, or $45.
9 cents resurrected into $45. That is the dream.
It really is.
That is the exact psychological hook you need flashing on the kiosk screen to get a player to stop and empty their pockets before they walk out to the parking garage. Don't take those nickels home. They could be 50 bucks.
Exactly.
So let's get into the engineering, because this is where a lot of hardware startups completely fall apart. Paint a picture for us. How does the Jericho machine actually work for you, the player standing on the casino floor?
Based on the visual mock-ups and the deep specifications in the patent, it's designed to be completely frictionless. It's a sleek, standalone kiosk that stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, which places the 15-inch touchscreen right at the natural eye level for most users.
Okay, so it's very accessible.
Very. And it has a very small footprint, just 3 feet by 3 feet.
Oh, it's tiny.
Right, meaning a casino can easily slot it in right next to the exit doors or the ATM machines without taking up valuable gaming floor space.
So I walk up to it on my way out. What does it ask me?
The screen prompts you, would you like to change your luck?
Okay.
You are given 2 main options, new user or returning user.
And I just dump my change in? Yeah. Like a coinstar machine at the grocery store.
Exactly. There's a wide, loose coin input receptacle. You pour in your mixed U.S. coins, pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters.
No sorting required.
No. The internal mechanics then take over. The machine has to rapidly sort, validate, and count the metal. And it's designed with a massive internal capacity. It can hold up to 7,000 coins before it needs to be emptied by staff.
Okay, stop right there. You mentioned validation.
Yeah.
If I'm dumping in a handful of change from my cup holder, inevitably there's going to be a Canadian quarter or an arcade token or a metal washer I found in my garage mixed in with a bunch of pocket lint.
Always.
How does it not instantly jam, and how does it know I'm not feeding it fake slugs?
This is where the hardware engineering separates it from a cheap novelty counter. It uses highly sensitive coin validators. When a coin drops in, it rolls down a sorting ramp. As it passes through the mechanism, the machine isn't just looking at the size. It uses electromagnetic sensors to test the metallic alloy composition of the coin. It measures the precise diameter, the thickness, and the weight in milliseconds. If the electromagnetic signature doesn't perfectly match a U.S. minted coin, a mechanical physical diverter instantly snaps open and rejects the coin back into a return tray before it can enter the internal vault.
So it's performing metallurgical analysis on the fly to prevent fraud.
Pretty much.
That's incredible. Okay, so it counts my valid coins. Say I dumped in $2.14. What are the outputs? Because it's not giving me cash back.
Right. The goal is to keep the money in the casino ecosystem. So it gives you 2 options. First, it can print a standard casino cash-out voucher for the exact amount.
Just like a slot machine would.
Exactly. The system uses a thermal printer loaded with the exact same blank voucher spools used in all the other slot machines on the floor. You take that $2.14 ticket, you can put it in a slot machine or take it to a cashier.
What's the second option?
The second option is brilliant from a community relations standpoint. You can choose to make a donation. The machine allows you to allocate those funds directly to the local Native American tribes' education or health programs.
That is incredibly smart, because if I have 13 cents and I'm already wearing my coat, I know I'm not walking back onto the gaming floor to play single line on a penny slot.
Right, you're done for the night.
And I don't want a 13-cent piece of paper cluttering up my wallet. But if I can just tap donate to tribal education, I get rid of the heavy metal, I don't have to carry the paper, and I get a tiny dopamine hit of feeling like a good person. It removes all the friction.
It does. But we have to talk about the technology under the hood, because this is where the difficulty scales exponentially.
Oh boy.
Building a box that counts metal is one thing, but printing a valid casino voucher, That requires interfacing with the central nervous system we talked about earlier.
Right, the digital highway that WMS and IGT were suing each other over.
Yeah.
Because a grocery store coin counter is an isolated system. It counts metal and prints an independent proprietary receipt that a human cashier physically looks at. But the Jericho machine has to talk directly to the casino's servers.
Exactly. To print a valid cash-out voucher, the Jericho kiosk has to be deeply, securely integrated into the casino's slot accounting software.
That sounds like a nightmare to program.
It is. The patent details that it uses complex industry-standard communication protocols known as SAS and G2S.
Okay, pretend I know absolutely nothing about casino server architecture. What are SAS and G2S, and why are they so hard to implement?
So SAS stands for Slot Accounting System. It was originally developed by IGT, the company from the earlier lawsuit.
Ah, the toll bridge guys.
Yes. It's essentially the legacy language that the machines use to report meters, events, and ticketing to the host system. G2S stands for Game to System, which is a newer, open standard managed by the Gaming Standards Association.
Okay, so it's a newer language.
Right. It allows for much richer, two-way communication over a standard Ethernet network.
So, if I can make an analogy here, it's like the casino server speaks a highly encrypted proprietary dialect of Russian.
That's a good way to look at it.
And if the Jericho machine walks in speaking conversational Spanish, the server is just going to reject it.
Instantly.
So implementing SAS and G2S is like building a real-time industrial-grade universal translator. The Jericho machine has to translate the physical action of a dime dropping into a slot into the exact encrypted dialect the server expects, telling it, I am an authorized machine, I just received 10 cents, generate a unique hash so I can print a ticket.
That is a perfect analogy, and the precision required is unforgiving.
I can imagine.
The patent details the strict requirements just for the barcode itself. It must be an 18-digit interleaved 2 of 5 format and must be centered perfectly on the thermal paper ticket.
What happens if it's not?
If it's off by even a millimeter, the thermal scanners and the slot machines on the floor won't be able to read it, which frustrates the user and breaks the whole loop.
And you mentioned earlier, this thing is running on an industrial-grade CPU with a Microsoft Windows OS.
Yes, it's basically a highly secure PC inside a vault.
What about the physical security? If this box is sitting near the exit doors, full of 7,000 coins, what stops a couple of guys with a crowbar from just walking off with it?
The hardware specs boast Class C four-eyed security.
Four-eyed security. I assume that doesn't mean it's wearing glasses.
No, it refers to a strict casino cage protocol. It means that no single human being can ever open the internal vault of that machine.
Oh, I see.
It requires 2 different people, 4 eyes, each holding a separate, unique physical key or digital credential to be present simultaneously to open the machine and access the 7,000 coins. It prevents internal employee theft.
So let's step back and look at the sheer mountain this guy's trying to climb.
It's massive.
You have a one-man operation out of Yuma, Arizona. He has to design the coin validation, build the universal translator software to talk to the casino's most secure servers, ensure millimeter-perfect thermal printing, and convince a casino to drill his box into their floor.
That's the pitch.
How did he actually pitch this to billion-dollar resort conglomerates?
Well, the sales strategy is documented in an email flyer sent out around September 2019.
What did it say?
CYLE positioned the Jericho as a way to capture every red cent. And they knew their audience. They didn't pitch the emotional angle. They hit the casinos with hard math.
Numbers talk.
They projected that a mid-sized casino with 500 slots and 4,000 patrons a week could capture $700,000 in gross intake in the first year.
Whoa.
And an estimated $1.8 million in the second year as user adoption grew.
Those are numbers that would make any casino slot director pause. I mean, nearly $2 million in found money.
Exactly.
And they smartly threw in operational side benefits, right? Things that solve daily headaches for the floor managers.
Yes, they explicitly promised decreased cashier lines because nobody in casino management wants the main cage clogged up during a busy Friday night with someone trying to exchange $3 in sticky nickels.
Holy.
They also highlighted decreased panhandlers or ticket scavengers.
The ticket scavengers. If you've ever been to Vegas, you see people constantly walking the aisles, just staring at the screens of empty machines.
Yep, looking for credits.
Because people will play a $20 bill, get down to 12 cents, and instead of cashing out a 12-cent ticket, they just leave it on the machine and walk away. And scavengers will sweep the floor, hitting cash out on 50 machines to collect $5.
Exactly. It creates an uncomfortable environment for actual players.
Right.
If you provide a machine that easily and frictionlessly converts their own pocket change, Players are more engaged with the value of small amounts, and they are less likely to leave tiny vouchers sitting on the machines.
But the financial structuring of the deal is where Sean Rouse proves he isn't just an engineer, he's a businessman.
Very much so.
How does he actually make money off this? Does he just sell them the box?
He offers them options, but the model is designed to steer them toward a recurring revenue structure.
Okay, let's hear the numbers.
The Jericho units have a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $8,888.
8,888.
Okay. But CYLE offers them to the tribal casinos at a significantly discounted rate of $6,499.
Nice discount.
Or, to remove the upfront capital expenditure barrier entirely, they offer a 60-month lease at roughly $467.93 per month.
Okay, if I'm a casino making millions a week, a lease of $468 a month is a rounding error.
Right. It's nothing.
That's less than I pay for the floral arrangements in the lobby. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I know how these deals work. There has to be a catch. You don't build a highly complex cryptographic hardware system to rent it out for the price of a standard car lease.
There is a genius little catch. CYLE isn't just selling hardware. They are establishing a continuous, microtransactional residual income stream.
Here we go. What's the skim?
For the length of the lease, CYLE takes a service fee of roughly 8 cents or 8.8 cents, depending on the specific document version we look at, for every $1 collected by the machine.
Wow.
And they stipulate that this fee will increase by 1 cent per year to cover maintenance and software updates.
Let me just process that. They are skimming 8 to 9% right off the top of every single coin dropped into every single machine across the country forever.
Forever.
If a machine takes in $100,000 a year in loose change, CYLE takes $8,000 plus the lease fee. That is how you build an absolute empire out of pennies.
It's the coinstar model, but integrated directly into a high-volume gambling environment where the money immediately cycles back into the venue.
But here's where I get incredibly skeptical.
Why is that?
It's one thing to have a great pitch deck and a smart residual fee structure, but you have to actually manufacture the physical units. If I'm a casino director, I am not letting some guy from Arizona bring a homemade sheet metal box into my casino and plug it into my accounting server.
Right, the trust factor.
Who is going to trust him to build a fleet of armored four-eyed security coin validators at scale?
This was the biggest hurdle, and in August 2019, CYLE achieved a massive, almost unbelievable validation of the project. They issued a press release announcing a formal partnership with a company called Gagute.
Gavate. Okay, spell out for us who they are, because that name might not mean much outside of the industry.
Givate is a German manufacturing corporation that is an absolute titan in global cash handling. At the time of this press release, they were celebrating their 25th anniversary. They held a staggering 75% of the cash handling market share in Germany alone.
Oh, wow.
More importantly, they are part of the massive Gauselmann Group, an international conglomerate with 60 years of experience in the gaming business. Givate formally agreed to be the exclusive builder of the Jericho machine.
That is a colossal win. Honestly, how does a solo startup guy even get in the room with a German conglomerate that controls 75% of their market?
It's a huge testament to his hustle.
He secures top-tier German engineering to manufacture his machine. That completely nullifies my skepticism. When he walks into a casino and says, "My machine is built by the Gauselmann Group," he has instant bulletproof credibility.
It gives him the technical credibility, absolutely, but this transition raises a very harsh reality about startup funding.
What's the reality?
Securing a manufacturing partner is amazing, but it doesn't mean they work for free. You still have to fund the operations, the prototypes, the travel, the intense legal fees for the patents, the software developers.
Right, the burn rate.
And if we look at the timeline of the documents, it reveals a high-wire act of intense financial stress.
You're talking about the promissory note.
Yes. In October 2019, which is just 2 months after announcing this massive, triumphant German partnership, Sean Rouse signs a personal promissory note to borrow an undisclosed principal amount of money.
And the terms on this note, I was reading through the legalese, and they are brutal.
They are incredibly tight and high risk. It's structured as a zero-interest loan, which initially sounds favorable, but the catch is the timeline.
What's the timeline?
It is due in full by December 15th, 2019. That gives him roughly 60 days to repay the entire principal.
60 days. What happens if he misses the deadline by a day?
A harsh 7.5% per annum interest penalty kicks in immediately. Plus, he becomes personally responsible for all legal costs, attorney's fees, and collection costs the lender might incur to enforce the note.
It's just an incredible stressful contrast. Just picture the psychology of this entrepreneur. On a Tuesday, he's on a conference call negotiating manufacturing tolerances with a German conglomerate.
Yep.
On Wednesday, he's pitching Native American casinos that pull in millions of dollars a day. He is networking with heavy hitters like Daniel Cardenas from the Tribal Energy Association, Chris Desheen, a prominent tribal energy attorney, and slot directors at properties like Augustin and Quechan. He's projecting massive, multi-million-dollar scale.
And then on Thursday, he's signing a personal promissory note with a strict 60-day deadline just to keep the lights on, knowing that if he fails to close a deal or secure funding by December 15th, he could be buried in legal fees and penalty interest.
The sheer nerve required to juggle all of that, to maintain the confident face of a CEO while managing minute-to-minute financial survival, is incredible.
It's the unfiltered reality of bringing a hardware invention to market. Software you can code in your garage for free. Hardware requires steel, shipping containers, physical prototypes, and capital.
So assuming he navigates the funding, the engineering, and the casino resistance, let's talk about the ceiling. If the Jericho machine actually works and gets widely adopted, exactly how big is the playground for this invention?
To understand the ceiling, we look at the final document in the stack, the U.S. market breakdown. This outlines the total addressable market in North America at the time.
And how big is it?
The numbers are vast. There are 2,376 casinos operating across the continent.
Over 2,000 distinct casino properties.
And within those walls, there are a staggering 977,667 slot machines, nearly 1 million individual gaming terminals.
Just waiting for barcode vouchers to be inserted. And the document breaks this down state by state, right? To show where the biggest targets are.
It does. Nevada, obviously, leads the pack with 398 casinos. California is a massive market with 174. Oklahoma, driven heavily by tribal gaming, has 135 properties.
But the document also identifies a vast, highly lucrative secondary market.
Right, because it's not just the mega resorts on the Vegas Strip.
Exactly. The secondary market includes 247 bar and grills, convenience stores, and massive interstate travel centers. Anywhere that has a bank of slot machines and a door leading to the outside world is a potential, highly profitable location for a Jericho machine.
Because the friction is exactly the same, if not worse. If I'm playing a slot machine at a gas station in Nevada while my car fills up and I have $3 in change in my cup holder, I'm absolutely not walking up to the gas station attendant to ask them to convert it into a casino voucher.
No way. You just leave.
But if the Jericho is right next to the beef jerky, I dump it in, print a ticket, and play.
Precisely. The ultimate initial goal, stated by CYLE in their projections, was to secure placement in 36 casinos in their first 12 months of operation.
Which seems entirely reasonable given the scale of the market.
And think about the compounding math. If every casino in North America had just one Jericho machine at its exit, capturing just a fraction of the loose change of the people walking out to their cars.
It's huge.
That 8% residual fee on the millions of pennies collected would amount to a staggering fortune. It's the ultimate passive income stream, and it's built entirely on the back of mitigating everyone else's mild inconvenience.
It capitalizes on the specific friction of physical currency in an increasingly digital world.
So what does this all mean for you listening? I want you to think about the last time you left a venue. Maybe it wasn't a casino. Maybe it was a sports stadium, a concert, or even just a crowded coffee shop.
You definitely had change.
You probably had some annoying pocket change jingling around. You didn't think much of it. It's just noise. But this story proves how a tiny friction point, a seemingly meaningless 28-cent inconvenience, when multiplied by millions of people moving through a system, creates a massive economic vacuum.
It really does.
And that vacuum just sits there, invisible to the giant corporations, waiting to be filled by the right invention, and by someone willing to sign the high-risk promissory note to build the bridge.
If we connect all of this to the bigger picture, this entire deep dive serves as a profound case study in unintended consequences.
How so?
The casino industry, in a desperate rush to save hundreds of millions of dollars on operational logistics in the year 2000, aggressively phased out the coin slot. They proudly declared metal currency dead on the gaming floor to save their own margins.
Right.
But they completely forgot that the society outside their automatic doors still operated on metal. They inadvertently created the red cent blind spot.
Yep.
And it took almost 2 decades, the meticulous exit polling of 58,000 people, and the engineering tenacity of one man to invent the Rose of Jericho, a machine uniquely designed to resurrect those forgotten pennies.
It's an incredible story of finding the fortune hidden in the gaps of massive systems. But as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final lingering thought.
What is it?
Look around us today. Our entire society is aggressively rushing toward a completely cashless future. We are adopting digital wallets, Apple Pay, Venmo, cryptocurrencies. We are moving faster and faster away from the physical friction of metal coins.
True.
But inefficiencies never truly disappear. They just change form. So what is the modern, purely digital equivalent of pocket change? Are there tiny, almost invisible fractions of pennies' digital dust lingering in our old, abandoned Venmo balances?
Oh, definitely.
Are there fractions of a cent left behind in old PayPal accounts or trapped in cryptocurrency wallets because the network gas fees are too high to justify moving them? Who is currently identifying that new digital blind spot? And more importantly, who is sitting in their garage right now, building the digital Jericho machine to scoop it all up?
That is a great question.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning the everyday systems around you, and we'll catch you next time.